Good late evening on this increasingly sunny, glowing, gorgeous late spring, mid-May in the greater Bloomington metropolitan area in the Midwest. This is Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, where you come, that's right, you come to get a one-of-a-kind, company-made, state-of-the-art, probability-based trading alerts. And this is one of those trading alerts right now. And we're going to clear this we're going to clear this graph off for you real quick to make this super simple and easy to see what we're about to show you here and how we're going to predict a bullish scenario. I always get questions, why can't you show me a fucking bullish scenario for once? Well, here is a bullish scenario for Zill, but we're going to go into real quick. Our company always says you start out from a far out time frame and you work your way in. Now, we're going to show you a trading rule. That's a probability-based trading rule. It's not my trading rule, but it's a market trading rule that you would learn in any basic trading school. When you start on any time frame with a pump, see that? In rising volume, very bullish. Step 2, crashing volume after pump, up and sideways consolidation like you have now. Very bearish, and often, but not always, a sign that the buyers are being exhausted and the bears or the sellers are taking over and control of the market, just as the criminal gangster cartel has infiltrated the United States and federal government in order to manipulate the gold market, the crypto market, and the stock market to take down the retail investor and push them into a state of submission, right? But right at Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, we give you that probability-based forecasting alerts to sidestep the criminal gangster cartel. Unlike a non-subscribing Jim Harbaugh has lost 21 out of 22 games because he hasn't learned the basic trading rule that pump. Let's clear this malarkey off. A pump, basic trading rule, probability. A pump, up and sideways consolidation with pumping volume on the pump and crashing volume on the consolidation. Very, very bearish. You got that? And if Jim Harbaugh would have been a subscriber, he would have sidestepped the criminal gangster cartel, the Ohio State University. Now you say, what the fuck is a bullish scenario? I'm stuck in that Saturday Night Live Doge disaster. Well, if you just calm down and take your reading glasses, put them on, grab your pen and paper, and flip that hearing aid up, because we have a large and significant audience in the senior citizen department and newly retirees. Now, a bullish scenario looks awfully the same as the bearish scenario, except one key difference. The similarities, the pump up, right? Similarity 1. Similarity 2, the pumping volume. Check. You guys got that? I know my audience got that. Now, next up, after pump, crashing volume, same as the previous one. Here's the critical difference where you need to take notes. Repetition is key. Knowledge is power. This is the critical, vital piece of information that tells you the difference between a bearish and bullish consolidation. Now, what you need to look for here is wait for it. I'm going to put this on a hat too. Wait for it, down and sideways consolidation in something that looks like this would be very, very bullish and would be often a sign that the sellers are being exhausted and the bulls, the buyers, are taking over the market. And you say, what the fuck would a target move be out of a bullish scenario for once? Well, if that was your pattern, that would be a bull flag, and the targeted move on a bull flag would be, if we take our little line tool out here, our industry second favorite line tool. What the fuck is going on? You go to the bottom of the pump to the top of the bull flag, and you grab it and you bring it out to the point of a breakout. I'll say it broke out right there. Your targeted move would be pretty fucking close to where we just came from. So if I would have had my channel back in December, I could have warned you guys that that was that was actually a very bullish consolidation down there in a shorter time frame pattern that could have probability based way could have told you to buy down there. But that would be how you do a targeted move and a bullish scenario out of what we have playing out right now. But we didn't have that, did we, in this pattern? We had the exact opposite. We had a pump, a pumping volume, a crashing volume after the pump, and an upwards consolidation. Very, very bearish. And you see after the pump, well, how the fuck do you know what pattern you're in to know if it's going to be bullish or bearish? Well, calm down again. I'll tell you right now. So you pump and you hit right here. You see that? We're going to make this super simple and easy for you to understand. You get a little drawing too long, you know. You pump and then you come up to here and you hit and get rejected, and that now forms your first overhead support as a data point to put into your data set to make a probability based trading forecast. And then you come down and crash, and then you get supported and pump. Now you have your first underneath support, right? Then we have a green line here from prior times that if you look past in the price when we started out from the 4 hour or the daily and monthly time frame was of some significance somewhere back then. But then you pumped right through that, so it wasn't playing any significance, a little significance, and then you got rejected off of it. Now you formed your second upper resistance point, and then you crash, and then you stop again and you form your second underneath support, but it's a higher low than your previous low on your underneath support, and then you pump again and get rejected. Now you've confirmed a pattern because you have 3 overhead resistance points you've hit and got rejected, and then traded down and touched for your third time on your underneath support, double confirmed you're in a pattern. Then you traded up, got rejected again and sideways for a few days. And this is right where I put out an emergency, because all these coins, XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the patterns were very similar because they all kind of run together the same as the stock market. The Dow Jones pumps. All the companies in the Dow Jones pump usually to some degree. Now, when we started making a name for ourselves at VINCENZO'S Gold Crypto Investing was when we made a bold call, not only on Doge, but on other coins. Zill was one of them. If you watch the video, very, very low quality video, horribly produced. So I had to fire and overhaul the company so that way we could educate my audience and sidestep the criminal gangster cartel that is the Ohio State University that is trying to take down, heist and fleece and shiest the retail investor. But we're not going to let that happen at VINCENZO'S Gold Crypto Investing. When you support the channel by liking and subscribing and commenting to help us further our reach. And welcome to the South African audience. Welcome. This morning on our breakdown of the charts of our audience, we broke into the South African audience last night. We're very excited about that. But we put a very, very important trading alert saying this is key lower support, and if you break it, it's going to crash. And this strategically placed, probability-based green line was put down here at 13 cents because we had that in a prior video back about 10 days ago. It's Zill, price alert, something. Go watch that video. Ray reviews, lots of likes and subscriptions out of it. Said that's your first logical target. Then if you watch that video, the way this works when you trade out, this is overhead support, this orange uptrending support. Once you break that, and then you come back up and hit it as overhead resistance and get rejected and crash down to our green line, and then you pump, your first logical target price would be the overhead new short-term resistance. And then you can trade sideways and you'll straddle that up supporting resistance now in the short term that used to be underneath support in that pattern. You see how that plays out? And if you watch that video from 10 days ago, we drew this out beautifully back in here with Bitcoin, and we told you we were in a rising wedge bearish reversal pattern in Bitcoin at 62,000 or 60,000. I was making videos when it was straddling up there for a few weeks saying the pattern was being exhausted and Bitcoin was going to crash. And I have targets and prices down there that are still there that are being met now. But that's what you got going on with Zill. And you say, well, what the fuck's the forecast? Well, I needed to show you where we came from and some of the simple, easy ways to see support and resistance. I had to show you that first to teach you. because I am not a financial advisor, nor do I play one on TV or YouTube. This is strictly for educational and, most importantly, entertainment purposes only. If you look at some of our promotional videos, I have a lot of random nonsense smacking around in the brain of mine that I want to do for content for you, my audience, that I love so much. And in a special promo, we're going to do another edition of Probably Not Live, because my live audio is not good on my third-party streaming system I have to use, because I have not been given the go-ahead from YouTube yet to go live stream on their platform, because I just don't have enough followers and subscribers yet. But we are 13% there. It's been a very exciting week. But I don't even remember what I was saying, so we're just going to continue on. Here's how you tell if where we're going to go, right? Here's a little forecasting for you. So one of our trading rules, like we've told you that we're going to put on a company hat, is from any time frame. Actually, real quick, here's what I was going to tell you. So if you watch our video from last night that I put on about Zill, I told you we had a potential when we fell. We went over all of this that I just went over for you just now quickly, extensively in detail yesterday on a Digibyte Zill video, I believe it was titled, but Zill is in the description at the top, the header. But I said we could be forming on a probability-based way from what we're seeing from the data that we've implemented off of our beautiful, gorgeous chart that I got for you. I said we could potentially be forming a short-term hook nose Jew bearish reversal patterns, but they don't always break bearish, but they can. And I said we could be doing something like this. And you say, well, I thought you said this was going to be a fucking bullish video. Well, hold on here in just 1 second. I said they don't always, if you're paying attention to the devils that are in the details of what I just said, I would have said they usually, but not always, break bearish. Right now, here's the bullish. Let's zoom into a very, very closer time frame. Ooh, you see that? I see it. I know you see it. So here's what could be bullish. And there's a lot of things that have to come into here to make this bullish, but here's what we're going to do. You see this off a crash, now you have a pump, and you shot right through the 50-day moving average as overhead resistance, crash right through it, beautiful. Then you hit the 200-day, which has got more clout and more resistance on it, and you came down and crashed back to the 50. Now, if we can start pumping some volume here now, right? Pump some volume. Trade your way and fight and claw and scrape your way back up to the 200-day. Get rejected. Come back down to the 50-day. A little bit higher than the previous low. Keep pumping some more volume and come back up to the 200-day. That's a little bit farther out into the future now. Temporary straddle and then break up. That can be a bullish scenario. And you say, well, how the fuck do you know what a target move out of that would be? Well, how you know what a target move out of that would be, if this was indeed the case on what we're forming, you could take our little second company favorite and fan favorite line tool, and you could say, there's your top that we already have, future resistance, future support and resistance straddling, bam, pour a little line tool out here again, and go down and hit our first support, second support. Let's zoom in. We need to zoom in. See that? We got one real support right there that we're already at. Now we're pumping. Let's take this malarkey out of here so it makes it clear, simple, and easy to understand. See that? So, see what we could potentially be drawing? It could be a bull flag or a bull pennant. Well, what the fuck's a bull flag? It's just a continuation pattern in a bullish move. So you hit your first support or your first overhead resistance to try to see what's going on as far as identifying a new pattern. Then you crash and you come down and get some support. Now you're trading your way up. If you keep trading up, you're confirming your first support. Then you trade back up here, right? But by then the 200-day moving average would be there and you get rejected. And then you come back down, and by then the 50-day moving average will be straddling it somewhere in there and starting to constrict and tightening the price. All I mean by constricting is you're tightening the range. Then you pump back up and confirm the pattern in the 1 hour time frame and get rejected by a downsloping 200-day moving average, trade sideways and straddle, then pump out and break, right? And you say, ooh, that looks enticing. Well, what the fuck's the target move out of that? Oh, bull pennant Well, it's very simple. You just take your little line tool out here, and you start from the bottom of the pattern to the top of the pennant, and then you grab it and bring it to the point of a potential breakout, and then bam, you got yourself a targeted bullish move on Zill on a potential short-term reversal pattern. If you want to see the bearish scenario that we had forecasted, and we had trading alerts for sells way back there, right? Let me pull back. Delete. Get my little line graph off here. Move over to there. Pull our company favorite drawing tool out here. I put sell alert, a major sell alert, when we crashed there based off that pattern we went over with you just now. But that's a super simple, easy way that we use, a probability-based way. And this is in our computer models that we run to get these probability-based forecasts. This is a potential pattern that you need to be paying close attention to this evening and tonight and tomorrow. But one big thing you need to see, if it's going to break out to the upside, you need to see some big time pumping buy volume come in. The volume just been dead. Pay attention to that volume. That's very, very critical, right? But if you would have took our trading alert last night, if you watch about the hook nose Jew bearish reversal pattern, had a probability of playing out, you would have bought down here because that's where our beautiful, gorgeous yellow circle line is. That's where we made that video last night, and then we drew it out perfectly for you. You would have made 16% last night if you didn't sell yet, and you had potential of making, if it breaks out to the upside, 31% off of a state-of-the-art, industry-exclusive, probability-based trading alert from VINCENZO'S Gold Crypto Investing to keep you one step ahead of the criminal gangster cartel that has infiltrated and taken over the United States and federal government to fleece and heist and shyst the retail investor in the stock market, the crypto market, and the gold market and silver market. But that's why you subscribe to VINCENZO'S Gold Crypto Investing to get to sidestep them and to sidestep the criminal gangster cartel that is the Ohio State University, which Jim Harbaugh is not a subscriber, so he has not been able to sidestep them, the criminal gangster cartel, and they've been fleeced and heisted and shysted 21 out of 22 times. But this is it for this quick trading alert update for Zill. I'm going to get another video out later for XRP, seeing as I had a lot of comments down below and a lot of emails and a lot of interest in it, and it generated a lot of views. So I'm going to give you my next video, a trading alert for XRP, which I did give out a trading alert for XRP last night, but we're going to go over to see how it's starting to play out 24 hours later. Like, subscribe, and share. Peace and love. Peace and love.